Britain is facing a national scandal of epic proportions. Nearly 14,000 people with no legal right to be here have vanished, gone without a trace. This isn't fiction. It's the reality under the Labour government's watch. These are failed asylum seekers and illegal entrants told by the Home Office to leave, yet they remain, hidden and unaccounted for. The system meant to protect our borders has failed spectacularly. Imagine a town the size of St Ives simply disappearing. That's the scale of this disaster. The government promised competence and control, but instead, they've lost track of thousands. How can we trust a government that doesn't know who's inside its own borders? This isn't a minor error, it's a monumental failure of governance. Ministers offer excuses, but the truth is clear. Policies, since Labour took power, have created this mess. Relaxed enforcement and weak signals have rolled out a welcome mat for chaos. We were promised compassion, but got a dangerous free-for-all. This is a dereliction of duty and an insult to every law-abiding citizen. The government has lost control, and the consequences are unfolding now. This is a story of political failure and disregard for public safety. The government hasn't just lost migrants, it's lost the trust of the British people. Hollow apologies won't cut it. We need answers, accountability and action now. 13,897. That's not a guess. It's the Home Office's own number, released today. These are people ordered to leave the UK, now declared lost by the very department meant to track them. Their asylum claims were rejected. They entered illegally and now live as ghosts. Each one is outside the system, no taxes, no registration, untraceable. This shadow population is vulnerable to exploitation and could threaten public safety. How can we police our communities or plan services when a hidden town's worth of people is unaccounted for? This is a catastrophic breakdown in the state's basic duty border integrity. For every person vanished, the message is clear. The British system is a soft touch. It undermines legal immigration and mocks those who follow the rules. The government's failure is an open invitation for more illegal immigration. This number is a symbol of a government out of its depth. Every digit represents a failure to enforce the law and protect the public. The government must explain how this happened and what they'll do about it. How does a modern nation lose nearly 14,000 people? Through systemic failure and bureaucratic chaos. The Home Office's tracking has become a box-ticking exercise. Many arrived undocumented, had claims rejected, and were released on bail with minimal oversight. Instead of secure detention, they were trusted to leave voluntarily. A trust catastrophically misplaced. Overwhelmed staff, outdated systems, and shifting priorities left enforcement teams sidelined. The objective should be to find and remove, not just manage a list of missing people. These people vanished because the system allowed them to. This disaster is the direct result of Labour's policy changes since July 2024. Scrapping the Rwanda plan and scaling back detention sent a global signal. Britain isn't serious about enforcement. Failed asylum seekers were released with little more than a paper telling them to leave. A fantasy policy. Enforcement targets were scrapped and resources shifted to processing new claims, not removals. This softer approach created a culture of impunity. If you're here illegally, your chances of being caught are lower than ever. Labour's policies have made the law optional and created a magnet for illegal immigration. The missing migrants are the result of this failed ideology. The public's reaction is fury. People feel let down and endangered.
How can they just lose 14,000 people?
I pay my taxes, I follow the rules. Why doesn't everyone else have to?
There's a sense of a two-tier system. One for citizens, another for rule breakers. The political blame game is raging.
Labour's hung a welcome sign on the cliffs of Dover. They want this to happen.
These words, though divisive, echo widespread frustration. The government is scrambling, offering excuses and blaming predecessors. The Prime Minister promises a review. Classic deflection. But a review won't find the missing people. This scandal exposes the gap between politicians and ordinary people. The public worries about local services, crime, and who's living next door. Trust in government immigration control is at rock bottom. The people demand control, and they're furious at being ignored. Who are these missing individuals? Home Office data shows most are single men aged 18 to 40 from countries like Albania, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, and Eritrea. Many are economic migrants, not genuine refugees. Worryingly, a significant number have criminal records: drug dealing, burglary, assault, even sexual offences. Most had claims rejected in the last 18 months after the government changed. Few were ever held in detention. Most were released on bail with little follow-up. This isn't about desperate families. It's about a failed system letting criminals vanish into our communities. In any functioning democracy, a failure this big would mean resignations. But here, responsibility is dodged at every turn. The Prime Minister and Home Secretary set the policies that weakened our borders and enforcement. The Home Secretary blames predecessors, but the spike in lost cases matches her own policy changes. The buck stops with her. She should resign. This is a crisis of leadership from the very top. The Prime Minister promised accountability, but has shown none. Instead of addressing the nation, he hides behind reviews and spokespeople. The public's anger is real and growing. Every minister and MP who backed these reckless policies must be held accountable. Britain stands at a crossroads. Continue this decline or demand real change. The scandal of 13,897 missing migrants must be a wake-up call. We need urgent action now. Reverse the failed policies, expand detention, and set clear targets for removals. Launch a nationwide operation to find the missing, prioritising those with criminal records. The government cannot write these people off. Above all, we need leaders who believe in strong borders and public safety. The British people deserve control, security, and a government on their side.